Here's the simple truth. The quality of your life is the quality of the standards that you set for yourself. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about the standards that are required to save your marriage. Now, when I say standards, you probably know what I mean, but just so we're on the same page, it's the level that you hold yourself to, the expectations that you have for yourself, the level that which you decide you play at in life. And one of the chief problems that we have as men in marriages is that we let our standards drop. When we first start dating and courting and trying to win that person who becomes our wife, we're usually having high standards for ourselves. We want to show up. We want to put effort in. We want to plan things. We want to show our ability to provide. We want to show that we can have fun. Like, our standards for ourselves tend to be very high. That's how we end up attracting them. And over time, we let our standards drop. Or even worse, we start adopting the standards of other people that we see, usually our parents or whatever major relationships we saw growing up. We start taking on those standards. And usually those are low standards. They're functional at best, but they're not the ones that allow a marriage to thrive. So what I want you to do is start raising your standards. Raise your standards of how you're going to show up. And I'll share with you a couple of areas, and then we'll break down one of them so you can see what I mean. So a few areas that you want to raise your standards at. One is obviously as a husband, right? And that's the one we'll unpack in just a second. As a father, as a provider, as a man, as a leader, right? And the most important one actually is, at least the most important in this situation, is the standards of being the best at meeting your wife's needs. And the standard we're setting, like, I'm saying the word standards, but the standard we're actually setting is to be the world's best. That's the level that we want to play at, not just for our marriage sake, but for ourselves, for our life, right? As little boys, we don't grow up dreaming of being mediocre. We don't grow up dreaming of being average, right? So I know that's not what you want for yourself. But until you decide to set the standard for yourself of being the best, being world class in the areas of life that are important to you, that's when you start shifting. That's when things start changing. So what does it mean to be the world's best husband? What does it mean to be the world's best at meeting her needs? What does it mean to be the world's best at providing? And just truth be told, to be able to get your marriage back on track, you don't actually have to get to the world's best level, right? Usually above average compared to everything else out there will actually probably do it. But you know the old adage, shoot for the moon. If you don't land there, you end up on the stars. Well, the reason why that works is because when you're striving for the top, you're focusing on the biggest leverage points that are going to get you there, right? You're making the biggest shifts that are going to make huge impacts. So when you're stretching yourself for that, you'll naturally get to where you actually need to be for the situation. And then you can go further. You absolutely don't have to stop there. But setting that standard for yourself, grabbing a piece of paper and be like, okay, what does it mean to be the world's best husband? What does it mean to be the world's best leader? What does it mean to be the world's best at meeting my wife's need to me? And start writing that down, getting that clarity for yourself, understanding exactly what you need to do. Write that down. And then once you have that, start saying, okay, what's the first step? What's the biggest thing that I can do to move me towards being this version of myself? Right? And then as you're going through your day, keep your standard in mind. When situations occur, like, okay, what does it look like showing up as the world's best? How would I show up if I was the world's best? Reflecting on your past actions, realizing what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, what's aligned, what's not aligned, allowing yourself to really step into that and own, like, from this point forward, I am going to become the world's best blank. You do that and watch how fast you grow. Watch how it doesn't even become anymore about your wife and what she's doing, if she's coming back, if she's opened up in this roller coaster. It becomes almost like a game, right? It's like a game you're playing where you're just leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. And it becomes fun. It becomes exciting. And you're doing it for you, not her, which is one of the secrets to this. So I know I kind of blasted you a lot there. So we'll wrap this up here. If you want help setting higher standards, understanding what's getting in the way of you doing that, and just in general support, drop links to our Marriage Recovery Center below. Feel free to click on it. Bunch of free guides, resources, tools, everything you need to really turn your marriage around. All right, that's all I have for you on this video. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.